The fact of the matter is this, is that the statistics that the code is dealing with demonstrate a reality that all of us cringe when it's spoken or do not want to talk about. We cringe because, as I said, we have a dubious relationship with uncomfortable truths as South Africans. But the truth faces us in the eye, in the face. It stares us in the face. That these firms want to double dip. Double dip because why? They are called the Big Five. Okay, Cliff Decker is not here, and I think good for them. Because I think they can see the hypocrisy. All over the world, the so-called top 5 or top 10 law firms are first preferred by listed companies in the stock exchange. They are the only ones. In the South African context, it's the same, except that they are also preferred by the government's parastatals. And so I call it double dipping because to the exclusion of black people and women, indigenous people of this country, these firms who can opt out want to be briefed by the state the same way they are briefed by the private sector. And black people, black professionals, have no stake in both, including the black government. Because the reason this code is put here, which is not radical enough to say, I'm not accusing government, all I'm saying is that the reason government has codes like this, including BEE, it's because it actually wants to brief this minority of white firms. And it tells them, please have a sprinkle of black people with you so that we can brief you. Because the government itself, as black as it is, suffers from what I call epistemic dependency on whiteness, in that it cannot brief its own people. And it has to be forced by people who don't want to change. And what does it do? Black lawyers, like their parents and their grandparents, have to remain beggars even when there is a government that could easily take the billions and give it to them, because their state has a dubious relationship with white power. We shouldn't be here if the government, if the DTIC was committed to empowering the people that are in this room who are black. And by the way, someone even said, and this is the reality of this case, that it's good that we're all black here. Well, it's not good. It's not good because sometimes when white power wants to conceal its purpose, it hires us, right? Someone said in a few months' time, it's good that we are all here. My lady, I want you to look at a commercial or competition case about mergers and acquisitions in a few weeks' time. And you will see what the white firms that are here will do. There will be white males sitting in the rooms, the ones they do not need when they want to project the image of transformation. This demonstrates the hypocrisy that our judges must see through if they are not legal positivists, if they can distinguish between substance and form. And substance, in this matter, substance is whether you believe that the black condition which has existed for the past 500 years is something to stop. That is what a judge does. A judge is not a super lawyer. A judge sits above us because they can compare the paradoxes that exist in society. We are not that big. We are selfish. Because we're human beings, we're not judges. And so in this case, we ask that the judges must choose between one or two irregularities that may have happened in the process and what I think is an existential question for a number of people who may leave the profession soon. I kid you not. The white firms are being briefed. We are here because as black people, we are in no man's land. The white world, which has money, doesn't want us. It has a dubious relationship with our leaders who don't want us. They brief them and create some code for them to accommodate. It's like someone who steals your car and says, well, you know what, I will actually give you a lift over time. That is the South African condition for a black professional, a black person. And that is the context that I think in the purposive interpretation of these codes, you must do what the Indian Supreme Court judges have done, because they've been brave enough to understand that being a judge is descending to the very decisions, philosophical outlook of society that produce discrimination, that produce feelings of inferiority.
So form will perpetuate.
Form?
Form will perpetuate.
Form can perpetuate the condition, but you are called judges because you're better than us. You are called judges because you do not have to entertain the idiosyncrasies of human beings. You have to rise above those idiosyncrasies and choices that these firms just want to make money. Maybe some of us just want to make money. But your job as a judge, judging disputes between society, is first to accept. None of you can deny that black people have had a tough time. It doesn't matter. They have a tough time for 500 years and they have a tough time too.